In the spring of 1970, a team of Japanese mountaineers set out to conquer Mount Everest via one of its most perilous and least explored routes, the Hornbein Couloir on the treacherous north face. Unlike the more commonly attempted South Col route from Nepal, the north face, located in Tibet, is a brutal and unforgiving ascent filled with sheer ice walls, deep crevasses, and unpredictable weather. Yet the Japanese team was determined to push the boundaries of high-altitude mountaineering and make history. As they ascended higher, the conditions grew increasingly severe. The Hornbein Couloir, a steep and narrow gully of ice and rock, was already a challenging passage, but the climbers were also battling extreme cold and high-altitude exhaustion. At approximately 8,300 meters, 27,200 feet, the team established their highest camp before making their summit push. Then disaster struck. An unexpected and violent blizzard descended upon the mountain, trapping the Japanese climbers in what would become a fight for survival. For days, the storm raged, bringing whiteout conditions, hurricane-force winds, and extreme sub-zero temperatures. Communication with the base camp was lost, and attempts to reach the climbers via radio went unanswered. As the storm finally subsided, a rescue team was sent up to search for any sign of life. But what they found was chilling. Scattered climbing gear, partially buried under snow and ice, fixed ropes, still anchored to the rock, leading up towards the summit, traces of bivouacs, indicating the climbers had spent at least one night at extreme altitude. Yet, there was no sign of the mountaineers themselves, no bodies, no clear evidence of what had happened to them. In the years that followed, various theories emerged about the fate of the Japanese climbers. Avalanche or ice collapse. The team may have been swept away by an avalanche or crushed under falling seracs, massive ice blocks that often break loose on the north face. Falls into hidden crevasses. The climbers could have unknowingly stepped onto unstable ice bridges, plummeting into deep crevasses, their bodies forever entombed in the glacier. Death from exposure and oxygen deprivation. The storm may have forced the climbers to hunker down for too long, leading to fatal exhaustion, frostbite, and oxygen starvation. Years later, in the 1980s and 1990s, other climbers reported finding fragments of old climbing equipment, ice axes, pitons, and rope remnants on the north face. Some of these items matched the style of gear used by the 1970 Japanese expedition. However, the climbers' bodies were never found, and their fate remains an unsolved mystery. This tragic incident became one of Everest's many ghost stories, a reminder that even the most skilled and prepared alpinists are at the mercy of the mountain. To this day, when climbers ascend the north face, some claim to feel an eerie presence. a silent whisper carried by the wind, as if the lost mountaineers are still wandering, forever trapped in Everest's icy embrace.